Good evening, you're watching Estuary News. Coming up, we head to a school in Cleethorpes to see what happened when squadron leader Nikki Thomas popped in. And tonight's guests are Nick Johnson, here to tell us about the Kettleball World Championships. And a little later on, Holly and Rob Mapletoft will join me to tell us about the Flint Street Nativity being performed at the Louth Riverhead Theatre. Welcome to Estuary News. I'm Hugh Richards. Time now for the news headlines.
A £6.6 million project to protect homes and businesses in Hull from flooding has been completed. A new metre-high flood wall between Albert Dock and the Transpennine Trail has been constructed. The scheme was approved by the government following the tidal surge of December 2013, when more than 300 properties were flooded. The Environment Agency says this marks the start of further investment in flood defences in the city.
£86 million is due to be spent in the next 6 years around the Humber, reducing flood risk to 50,000 houses. In addition, the Environment Agency, with help from the partners of Hull City Council, East Riding and Yorkshire Council, spending another 200 million in the city of Hull and its surroundings.
The leader of North East Lincolnshire Council says the area is well placed to train and employ workers for the booming wind industry. Talking at a meet-up between the council and leading employers in the region, Councillor Ray Oxby says they're now planning to get an extra 9,000 people into work by 2032.
We've got a great set of people, all very energetic and committed to working together now, which hitherto hadn't happened, to support and enable the life chances for young people especially, but older people as well.
The new local plan is a 15-year period to 2032, and we expect to create in the region of 9,000 new jobs. In terms of the approach we're taking, this is something that we've done with the economic strategy and working with the skills strategy as well. It's about working in partnership and the council being the facilitator, but looking for the support of our local businesses in delivering our agenda.
An average of 17 incidents of domestic abuse in Hull are attended by police each day, the highest figure in the Force area. The figures published by Humberside Police comes as part of the Force's year-long Life Can Be Better campaign. In North East Lincolnshire, they attend an average of 12 domestic incidents, and in the East Riding 8. And trading standards officials in our region are warning smokers of the fire hazard posed by illicit cigarettes. During tests, 98% of the samples failed to self-extinguish, which left unattended, they say increases the risk of furniture, bedding and clothes catching fire. Officers launched an intelligence-led crackdown across our region last year. And that's the latest from the news.
Schools often invite guest speakers in to inspire pupils, and recently the students at Holy Family Catholic Academy in Cleethorpes got the opportunity to talk to someone who made history. Nikki Thomas became the first female Tornado Squadron Commander in the UK and came to talk to the pupils about the STEM initiative. We sent Dave Nunn along.
Nikki Thomas is a woman who made a bit of history earlier this year. After years of hard work and training, Nikki became the squadron commander of 12 Bomber Squadron, based out of RAF Marham. She's the first female Tornado Squadron commander in the country.
So I'm actually in charge of 12 Bomber Squadron, which is one of the frontline Tornado squadrons based at RAF Marham. So I'm in charge of about 180 people. I've got about 9 aircraft, and both training and on operations, just flying the Tornado.
Recently, Nikki left the cockpit of the Tornado to pay a visit to the Holy Family Catholic Academy in Grimsby to talk to schoolgirls about their future career plans.
Really, I'm just here to help encourage, speak to some of the guys and girls at the school and just find out what they want to do and encourage them to achieve their dreams and do whatever they want to do in the future.
Nikki's visit is part of the STEM initiative, encouraging pupils to study science, technology, engineering or maths-based subjects at Key Stage 4. The Holy Family Academy says that 35% of its female students study these subjects, but nationally it's only 10%. Nikki says it's important for the RAF to encourage more women to study these subjects.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Air Force do go out. There are a lot of careers advisors out there, and they do go out to schools quite a lot, especially encouraging the engineering side, which I think is really, really important. So I think it's great to get out there and and just encourage people to do what they want to do. I don't mind if they decide to join the Air Force or not. If it just encourages one person to go out there and achieve what they want to, then that's mission achieved.
Nikki says that despite her success, she doesn't see herself as a role model to girls like those at the academy. She says the hard work she put in to get where she is now and her love of her job should be inspiration enough for anyone who wants to follow in her footsteps.
I don't. I just do my job, and I absolutely love my job. Maybe the fact I love it is the inspiration rather than what I do. Again, it's putting your mind to it, setting goals, working hard and achieving what you want to do. So once I realised I wanted to join the Air Force, I set my mind to it and worked hard to make sure that I could get there.
And if there's a story you'd like us to look into, then you can contact the news team either through the Facebook or Twitter pages, email news@estuary.tv or call 01472 31553. Let us know what's happening in your area. Still to come tonight, Holly and Rob Mapletoft from Louth Playgoers are here to tell us about their latest production, and we'll have the region's business news and of course all the latest in the local sports. My first guest has just competed in the Kettlebell Sport World Championships. Nick Johnson, a self-confessed fat lad, took up the sport to lose weight, and he's here to tell us his story. Nick, thanks very much for coming in.
No worries.
You're not a fat lad anymore, are you?
Not what I used to be, no.
It clearly does get you fit.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
I'm not going to lift that up, but why don't you just show us what a kettlebell is? That is, it's... How heavy is that?
That's 24 kilos. So the category I compete in is I use 2 of them for one of my events and then just 1 for the second event.
Okay, let's just pass it over. Yeah, I'm going to put that. No, it's not that bad. It's not too bad. But I wouldn't want to lift it over my head.
Say that makes me look weak.
No, not at all. I promise you, I couldn't lift it over about 5 seconds. So, as a sport, kettlebells, and this is a kettlebell, this particular kind of weight. Yep. What sort of what do you actually do with it?
I compete in the biathlon. So my first event, I'll use 2 of those, and it's a timed event. So we have 10 minutes to lift them, raise them above our heads as many times as possible.
Really? One in each hand?
So yeah, 1 in each hand, 1 at each side. So you're using your legs, you're bumping up and you're looking out above your head. It's just literally see how many times you can do that. 10 minutes, whoever does it the most is the winner.
And there's the second part of the biathlon?
Second part of the biathlon is we use just 1 kettlebell, and it's more of a swinging motion to look out above your head. And again, our scores are tallied together and the overall result wins. So somebody could be really strong in the jerk event, average in the snatch and could win. Or someone could be average in the jerk event and be really, really proficient in the snatch event and still take the win. Or some people are just pretty good at everything and just dominate.
I'm guessing you're one of them since you were at the World Championships. Where were they, first of all?
It was in Dublin this year, in Dublin in Ireland.
And how did you do?
I came 4th overall, so it was challenging. It's
pretty impressive result though, I guess.
Yeah, it was a personal best. My plan was only to go out there and get a personal best anyway, so it was try not to focus too much on everybody else there and just do my own thing.
The way you've described it, especially the swinging the weight up, it sounds like the sort of things you see at Highland Games in Scotland. You know,
yeah, but we keep hold of them.
You keep hold of them, yeah. You don't throw them.
Well, we try to anyway.
But where did the sport, or where did the discipline, where did it start?
Kettlebell sport and kettlebells in general tend to originate the same in Russia. I think originally they were a market weight, and then they started using them for training.
So they were for measuring out what bales of corn?
Yeah, probably something like that. Go back, I think the first sort of mention of kettlebells in the Russian dictionary goes back about 300 years.
Really?
So it goes back away.
And how international is it? I mean, you've got the Sports World Championships. How many countries are competing?
This year we had 36 countries with 560 athletes. So it's Australia, Chile, Kazakhstan, Russia, America, Ireland, Lithuania, Poland. So it was quite a mix.
It was popular in the old Soviet republics, as it were. How popular is it in this country?
It's still in its early stages in this country. Some of our athletes have been training and competing for about 5 years. And myself and the whole kettlebell club we formed just over 2 years ago. So it's fairly new. It's a very recent.
You'd recommend it if people want to start taking part, if they want to use this form of training just to get fit, as you did originally.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to push you. past your sort of out of your comfort zones. That's a lot of people tend to go for a run, and it's sometimes some people find it pretty boring. It's just another way of training and just pushing yourself way out of your comfort zones and doing something different. So it's pretty good.
What does the future hold for you? What's the next competition?
The next competition is in Harrogate in March, possibly Cardiff in February just before that, and next year kind of hoping maybe if we go to the World Championships, it's going to be in Kazakhstan. So
Kazakhstan is an interesting country to be visiting.
Yeah. So it's one of the sort of perks of the sport, really. It gets us visit some places we never really planned on going.
Well, I guess it's a perk of any sport at that level, at the top level. But okay, so Kazakhstan next year, and if people wanted to get in touch, they can buy these things in sports shops?
I mean, our sort of main sort of style of kettlebell we use from Wolverson. They're online. There's a particular standard of kettlebell that we use. And they're the only ones that supply it.
I would highly recommend that these things should not be dropped on your foot.
Yeah, I won't recommend it.
Nick, thanks very much for coming in.
No problem.
Welcome back, you're watching Estuary News. Still to come, we bring you the latest business news for the region, and we'll have the latest local sports news and results. Louth Playgoers' next production, which starts this month, is the fabulous The Flint Street Nativity, written by Tim Firth, who also wrote Calendar Girls. It's a play in which the children who put on the nativity are all played by adults. Here to tell us more about it are Holly and Rob Mabletoft from the Louth Playgoers. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hello.
It sounds like a fascinating play. We know the author because a lot of his work's been filmed or been on television. Is it funny?
Yes, hilarious.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
You're both playing children?
Yes, both being boys.
Right.
That's only because of who turned up at the audition. There were too many females and not enough men. So
I suppose you've got to pick the actors that you've got, haven't you?
You work with who turns up at the audition. They're always looking for more people. So,
Rob, just tell us a little bit what actually happens in the play without any spoilers.
Yes, quite. Well, as you say, the adults play the children for the first 3 quarters, and then we become the parents of the children. So there are a lot of challenges in that from both perspectives. We're trying to play 8-year-olds, so we don't want to appear in any way condescending to 8-year-olds, because 8-year-olds are very serious about what they do and how they do it. So we're trying to portray it in the most realistic way, and actually the humour comes from the seriousness. All the characters are trying to interrelate and get their own point of view across as children do, and the humour derives from that.
Kids can be terribly earnest, can't they? And that is funny in its own right.
Yes, exactly. And I think most people will recognise the traits of the characters. I think we've all been to schools where the children are pretty much as Tim Firth has picked out.
And Holly, there's music.
there is, yes. Traditional carols, the tunes, but with different words. It's almost an inner monologue of the children who are singing it, and it can be quite surprising.
There's a sort of insight into what's going on in those little subconsciouses.
That's right. It was difficult to learn them because we've got the traditional words ingrained. So
yes, so if you've got that tune, it's difficult to put wrong words to the familiar tune. How long has it been in rehearsal? And how long has it been?
Well, this one's quite a long time actually, and we knew it had to be, because to get it right does take that extra period. So we actually started in August. So we started singing Christmas carols in August this year.
Wonderful.
Some might consider December's too early, but anyway.
Well, I think. Well, yes. But Christmas carols during the cricket season is absolutely obscene, isn't it?
It is. But actually, I think the play players benefited enormously from it. Everyone's really got to grips with the parts. There are some great actors in it. I was going to say me included, but also including
I'm sure you're
me.
wonderful.
Everyone's had a blast. It's been really good fun. We're all volunteers, so if anybody else wants to come along and join in the future productions, there is always an opening at whatever point, whether they want to be on stage, backstage, front of house, whatever. We're always looking for volunteers, so this is a good start. Everyone's very friendly, and we want people to get involved.
Holly, just give me the details about the production. When and where will it be performed?
It will be performed from this Monday, the 7th of December, until the 12th at the Riverhead Theatre in Louth. The telephone number is 01507 600 350 for the box office, or it's louthplaygoers.com. You can book your tickets online. I think it's £8 an adult, £5 for under 18.
Okay, and what future plans for the playgoers? What's the schedule for next year?
Well, there's the pantomime in January, of course, Cinderella. Make sure you book your tickets for that. It's going to be a good production. And then next year's musical is the
Sister Act.
Sister Act, thank you.
Sister Act, okay.
So, yeah, that's going to be a challenge as well. I think it's going to be a really good performance.
You're going to need to get into some good habits.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. No, I didn't. That was horrible. But why is Amdram so successful, particularly in Louth? Because the Louth Playgoers is one of the most successful groups in the country.
It is.
Yeah, I think it helps because we've got such brilliant facilities. They were built in 2000 and they're really state of the art even today, some 15 years on. We keep them in good condition, but there's two theatres, the main theatre and a studio, and they're really good quality.
Thank you both so much for coming in, and have a wonderful run.
Thank you very much.
Now it's time for the week's business news for East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire.
Welcome to the business news for East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire. 9,000 new jobs are expected to be created in the region. The announcement was made following a skills gap workshop in North East Lincolnshire. Businesses and the local authority came together to identify where investment needs to be made.
We've been undertaking an employer engagement exercise to inform our future skills strategy. We've done a lot of evidence-based work that's looking at growth potential in North East Lincolnshire over the period to 2032, and we're expecting to create in the region of 9,000 new jobs in that period. And this has been about engaging with the employers and with education, so we can make sure the kids are coming out with school with the right qualifications to make the most of those opportunities.
The Humber Enterprise Zone is to be expanded, creating more jobs. The extended zone, which will cover more than 3,000 acres, will meet the needs of the developing renewables sector. The Chief Executive of Young's Seafood, James Hill, is set to step down at the end of the year. Mr Hill, who joined the group in 2013, will retain a non-executive role as an advisor to the Young's Holding Board. The award-winning Mr Chips in Louth is set to close with a loss of 15 jobs. Restaurant owner John Hagan has sold the business due to ill health. In 2014, the restaurant was ranked among the top 50 fish and chip shops in the country. And that's all from the business news this week.
Joining me to tell us what's been happening in the papers, Erica Barker. Erica, what have you got?
Hello, Hugh. A story in the Hull Daily Mail then. So East Yorkshire internet provider KC will seek to stop offering conventional broadband connections when its super fast light stream service is fully installed. What internet do you have? Do you know?
Yes, but I don't want to advertise them. I think they're provided by a rival service to our own.
Well, this is Chief Executive Bill Holbert. He's the parent company KCom Group. He's said the fibre optic service would be available to every home by 2020 at the latest. Lightstream is already within reach of 53,000 premises in East Yorkshire, the provider has said, and 40% of those have actually switched to using it.
And it's faster than broadband.
Yes.
So there's absolutely no delay. You
Yes.
never get the beach ball of death or anything like that.
No. Well, I don't know. You get that quite often, don't you?
Yes.
People may not know what the beach ball of death is.
It's that little circle of colours that goes round and round on your screen when your computer incidentally and
On an
insubordinately
iMac.
decides not to work for
Very
you.
annoying. It says a basic Lightstream package costs £5 a month more than the basic internet connection using the traditional copper lines.
Okay.
And it is an average 5 times faster.
Splendid technology. What's next?
Splendid. The former grounds of Trinity House School in Hull, that turned into a car park. This is Zebedee Yards car park in Hull. Quite a lot of problems here. Hull Daily Mail, this story. Motorists saying they're getting hefty fines. One gentleman has got a fine of £160. Other people have reported being fined £100 for not putting their registration number in correctly. A lot of car parks are doing this now, aren't they? Where you put your registration number in instead of just putting your money in and putting the ticket in. And that is causing some problems there.
Okay, and that's Zebedee car park. And
That is.
There's a possibility maybe there's something wrong with the machine, that if it doesn't recognise so frequently fails to get the number plate right.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm just trying to be defensive there.
Okay.
Erica, thank you very much for that.
Thank you. We didn't get onto elves.
Well, we can talk about elves tomorrow. Time now for the sport.
Hull City's best ever run in the Capital One Cup is over after they were beaten 4-1 by Manchester City in their quarter-final tie at the Etihad Stadium on Tuesday night. Elsewhere, Mariners boss Paul Hurst has admitted to the Grimsby Telegraph he will have 1 or 2 selection headaches this month, having extended their winning run to 5 matches at the weekend. Grimsby Town are now gearing up for back-to-back cup clashes, and the Telegraph has reported that striker Omar Bogle thinks it may take a little time before he is back to his goal-scoring best. Having been out of action for 3 weeks, the former Celtic youngster made his return from injury during the 1-0 win against Kidderminster. And Hull FC's latest NRL recruit, Frank Pritchard, landed in England earlier today after arriving from Australia and made straight for his new home at the Casey Stadium. The former Canterbury Bulldogs back rower, nicknamed the Tank, gave his first in-depth interview as an early Birds player exclusively for Hull FC Live. Well, that is the latest then. If you do have a story for us, you can call us on 01472 315561. You can send us an email, news@estuary.tv. You can also contact us on Facebook or Twitter @Estuary TV. But until next time, goodbye.
That's it for tonight. If you have a news story for us, then please visit our Facebook or Twitter pages. Details on the screen. Email news@estuary.tv or phone Grimsby 01472 31553. Until tomorrow, good evening.
Estuary TV weather, sponsored by Rix Petroleum, your local family-owned heating oil supplier this winter.
Hello and welcome to Estuary TV's weather. Thursday is some rain clearing north during the day, with many parts drier and brighter for a time in the afternoon, maximum temperatures of 10 degrees. Mostly dry and bright, but becoming very windy on Friday.
Rix, servicing the region's oil boilers this winter from a name you can trust. Get in touch at rix.co.uk or call us on 01482 838383.